I love you. Hello, welcome back to the Couch Potatoes. To another riveting episode, exorcism. Another riveting exorcism of these franchises. Horror franchises 3. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon, and the people in these movies could definitely have used an exorcist, at least in 2 of the movies. And
all 3 of them.
All 3 of them, you think? They had to exorcise the zombie, is that what you're saying?
Which one are you talking about that didn't need it?
Halloween? There's no, like ghost in Halloween.
Oh, Michael can use Michael can use an exorcism. He's got some shit going on.
You think there's... Okay. I mean...
pure evil in his eyes.
You know,
looks back at you.
Well, I thought we already retconned the Jamie trilogy, okay?
Oh yeah, this one starts all over. We're not talking about it yet, but Rob Zombie Ween, as I call it, literally restarts the entire franchise.
Yes, it does. For a minute, for a hot second. But we're not talking about that one right yet. We will be today. This is a podcast about movies and TV called Green and Faceless on the Couch.
And who are you, friend?
Why, I happen to be the Faceless Leon. Thank you for coming to join us for, goddamn, the 9th? Is it the 9th?
9th. Yeah, man. This is the 9th one we've done of the Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Threesome playlist.
This is the last matchup movie with Freddy Krueger that we'll be talking about.
Oh, so sad.
The remake that happened in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if they make a return.
We'll see if Nightmare on Elm Street lives up to its heavy win of this entire franchise. Of 9 films, they've won 5 or something like that.
Yeah,
and some of those victors haven't been good. We'll be honest.
No,
there are some where Halloween and Friday the 13th, they just didn't put up a good option. And we're kind of in the same boat today. We'll find out what happens because all 3 of these films just suck, man. It just sucks so bad.
Yeah, there's definitely things I hate about all of them, and I think I'm pretty sure that we're going to be split by the end of this, though you said you're not sure.
I have no idea who I'm choosing.
I think I know who I'm going to choose, and it's probably going to make some people angry, but out of these 3 movies, who are you not going to piss off? And it's not that I necessarily care what they think. I
don't know. I feel like none of these films can have a very loyal, this is the best of the franchise following. None of them.
No.
I've seen a lot of favorites of Halloween lists, where they do the 1 through 12 or 13 or whatever we're on now. Whatever. I think 13. It's ridiculous. And none of them have Zombie Ween topping the top of it,
right.
It's always far down the list where it's I've seen it as high as somebody's 5th favorite, and I think that was the highest I've ever seen it get, and I was like, okay, that's bold.
All right, all right.
Season of the Witch is before it, huh? Season of the Witch just gets so much hate. You're all fucking wrong. It's the 3rd best Halloween. It is. It just is. God.
Okay.
Makes me so angry. But no, before we talk these films, I will say that I'll go ahead and shill our Patreon page because there was a new Halloween film dropped, Halloween Ends. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go over to patreon.com/green and faceless on the couch, sign up for the $5 tier, you'll get to listen to Bangers and Hash at the end of the month here, or at the beginning of the month, coming up. Who knows when we'll get it dropped. But, yeah. And I think you might want to sign up for it too, because what are you doing over there? I can't hear anything.
That's because I'm whispering the URL.
Oh, gotcha. I was just like, what's happening? I'm just hearing wind in my ears.
It was supposed to be subliminal. Now it's
subliminal. I like it. Yeah.
Now it's blimmable.
Yeah. Well, people like liminal now.
It's liminal. Liminal. Okay.
Yeah. Back Yeah, backroom games. Those are blowing up, and that's all about liminal space. So
I don't have any idea what you just said. It was not English to me. I mean,
it's totally fine.
It came through the internet completely clear, but I have no idea what you said.
Just know that it's blowing up, man, and I don't get it. I don't get it one bit.
Is it like the simulator games?
No, it's you're trapped in like a basement in a like a parking garage kind of basement, and it's rooms that are just like never ending. You know, you're kind of like you're being chased by some monster, and you're just running around the back rooms. You're stuck forever. It's. I mean, it is kind of scary, but like,
okay,
no, thank you. It's not my video game. I want to actually be terrified.
You want
to? When it comes to horror, I feel like I'm always different than pretty much all other people out there, and I think you might want to tune in for this Bangers and Hash because I'm a little different than most people are on Halloween Ends because it's getting a lot of hate. I'll give it some hate too. But I think the viewpoint that I'm going to be delivering is people are just going to be like, oh, you hate it for different reasons, and that's weird. And I think it's going to be exciting.
So come on by to see how weird he truly is.
I guess, now that that's out of the way, speaking of weird, we can get into our first film, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. They took 4 years off. And they came back in the year of my human birth, 1993, with a bold Friday the 13th idea, a bold concept. It's like somebody walked in there and it's like, how about we do Friday the 13th again, but with no Jason? and the producers are like, what?
What do you mean?
Haven't you heard about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch? It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work.
But I think that's like one of the best of the franchise. And I think we need one. We need one.
And that guy, the guy that you're portraying is Adam Marcus, the director. And they fired him and then stuck his name on it as a cruel joke. I don't know. I don't. He obviously directed it, but like I feel like this is one of those films that you would just ship off to Alan Smithy. That fake director name. Yeah, just be like, that guy did it. We don't know who he is.
So yeah, it's not bad, right? Not.
Yeah, fuck. He's a billionaire. He's got to be a billionaire. Here's the intro. Is at the end of the last one, Michael's dead. Or Freddy, Jason. Jason's dead. His name's in the fucking title and I can't even remember it now. Jason Goes to Hell. But he is like I can't remember exactly what happens. But what happened? Oh, he got transformed into a kid and drowned again. Right? Like something like that.
Yeah, he drowned again and then he was a kid. And I think it was because he drowned in waters that weren't Crystal Lake waters. It was because it was sewer water.
And so that's why he's more popular now. That's why he's got big lawmen coming after him. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For unspeakable reasons, though, he's no longer a kid. No, he's back to being a big bull man.
He's back again. I think it just kept on happening in that 4 years that passed. I think it just kept on happening. And they set up a sting operation. I just fucking remembered that. I have no recollection of this movie, but as we go along, I think it's gonna come back.
Yeah. And that was the funniest part. Like, I love that opening because, again, like, I don't understand why he's back, but he's back. Well, I do understand. I'll explain it, but it's just dumb because now his brain is bulging around his mask. Yeah. Like, the design is nice. I do like the design in this one because it's gross. Like, it's really gross.
Yeah.
And it starts off with this hot woman in a cabin in the woods, and she slips down to her birthday suit to get into the shower, but the lights go out. Uh-oh.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, she puts on a towel, and she's just like, oh no, the power is out. Whatever will I do? And she goes out, and there's Jason, ready to kill her, and she fights Jason. She gets thrown out off the balcony and she lands on the table, still wrapped in the towel.
Yep.
She gets up, She does some kicks and shit. She punches him.
She runs appreciate out. That she was a bit of a badass.
Oh, yeah, it's just funny that she had to do the whole scene in a towel. That's what I'm trying to get at, is like she's in a towel doing all this shit, including flipping out of the window to where you find that sting operation that you mentioned, where you see literally 20 to 30 men with just machine guns and everything, and Jason comes out, and they're like, open fire! And then, like, everybody just shoots this guy. Like, hundreds of bullets just rippling through the Jason. And then, like, there's just, like, you hear the sound of bombs, like, and, like, he gets hit by a mortar, and he just blows up. It's good shit, man. It's a good opening. Yeah, I love this intro, because I'm laughing like crazy how corny it all is.
Smithereens, and that is the end of the movie. And then we follow
the beginning of the movie. Because the one thing they didn't blow up was his heart.
That's right. They didn't blow up his heart, but they take it to the coroner, and then we follow his soul to hell, and the rest of the movie is Jason's soul marching through hell, trying to get back to Earth. And
that'd be a funnier film.
That would be a much better film. This movie was stupid, and the title was misleading.
No, not technically. No. He did go to hell. He did go to hell.
Takes too long.
It took a minute, or it took an hour and like 40 minutes, the entirety of the film. But the very last act of the film, he went to hell.
I wanted that to be the first act. I wanted them to do the sting operation, kill the bastard, and then he goes to hell. And the movie takes place in hell.
And you have like a Dante's Inferno style, where he's just like, he's going through hell, meeting famous people and killing them in hell.
That would be so good.
And he's got to work his way through all 9 circles.
Jason goes to hell too. There you go. Jason,
yeah, that's it. Jason goes to hell too. The 9 circles.
Nice. I like that.
Contact us, New Line Cinema. We're cheap.
Don't they belong to Disney now? I think everything does.
Maybe
belongs.
Yeah, to Disney. Everything belongs to Disney. I don't know, but yeah, the as you mentioned, the heart goes to the coroner. The coroner is doing his autopsy on what little bits they can bring in. And one of those bits is the heart. It starts beating. The coroner is like molested by it. He's eye fucking it, and he's all over it. And then he just bites into it. He's just like, I gotta eat this shit. Yeah, and it's gross. It's really gross.
That is that Steve Williams? Who does
I don't know. These characters don't matter.
Oh, well, that's the actor's name. Crichton Duke. Well, I mean, he's kind of throughout the film.
Crichton Duke is the bounty hunter.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He's the one who's supposed to be a hero, but they start him off as the creepy, like, hitting on this woman, treating her like a piece of meat. And it's like he's really gross and disgusting, and he's just an asshole all around. It's like, this is our hero? Kind of hope he gets killed by Jason. Like,
yeah, he is really an ass.
I would assume, if I'm looking at the cast list, the coroner is probably this guy called Phil the Coroner, played by Richard Gant.
That might be it.
But anyways, the characters don't fucking matter at all. The important part is he bites the heart, and then in doing so, Jason inhabits his body.
Yeah. And
he goes through the rest of the morgue, kills all the police officers, kills his assistant, the coroner's assistant, and then he's on the run. And Phil the coroner is out and about murdering people. He comes upon some people fucking intense. Gotta kill them. They're fucking intense. That's my MO. He's Jason after all. He kills them. And then eventually, somewhere along the line, I guess his body just gets tired of it, and Jason's got to get a new body.
He does. I don't know. I missed that. I thought that maybe I missed a scene. Is it not existent?
No, they show the scene. I don't remember who it is. But how he does it, how Jason continues to do it throughout the movie, is he basically has to kiss the next person and shoot his tongue in their mouth. And it's weird. His
weird demon tongue. I don't think this creature is Jason. Is the creature that Mrs. Voorhees summoned in Jason's body that made him grow and have his powers.
Maybe. I don't know. The supernaturalness of this movie is dumb as shit. What I do appreciate, I will be honest, that, I mean, there is more to the synopsis. I'll get back to it. But one thing I do appreciate is the originality, the idea of it, where it's like, all right, even though I think it's a dumb idea because these movies are already schlock stupid stuff. Like, why remove Jason? That's all you've ever done. If you're going to do it, just do it. But I do appreciate them actually having the gall to be like, no, let's do something different.
Yeah.
Let's have his spirit inhabit and possess people to where those people kill something. There's a good idea there. I do like that idea. It's similar to Halloween Ends. If you're going to tune in for Bangers and Hash, you're going to hear me talk about Halloween Ends. It's very similar to that. But Halloween Ends actually did a good job with it. It's not a great movie, but they did a better job at trying to do that idea.
I see.
This movie just didn't be beyond the idea itself. They had nothing else to work with. They're like, all right, let's have Jason has a cousin or a sister or a niece or a nephew or whatever, and only they can kill him because only a Voorhees can kill a Voorhees.
Hey, boo.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why it's got to be that way, but that's how it is. And I don't remember who. I would assume it's the leading lady, Jessica Kimball, played by Carrie Keegan. I assume that has to be the descendant of Jason.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't. And Kane Hodder, by the way, Kane Hodder is still Jason too, just to give him the name drop. He played him in the last two films. The little bits of Jason that we actually do see, that is.
Yes. You're right. The first one he kills, it was her mother. But yes, Jessica is the girl that he's after. I don't remember who Jessica's mother is, but...
Well, the mother doesn't matter. She just gets killed.
She's just dead. Erin Gray plays Diana Kimball. Carrie Kimball plays Jessica Kimball.
Good job on your 3 minutes of fame.
We should treat these people with the respect that they deserve. They worked hard on this movie.
No, they did. Nobody worked hard on this movie. But Jessica, the main characters really are just Jessica, Steven, and Creighton Duke. That's really it. Everybody else, I just don't know who you are. I don't care about giving you a shout out because I don't remember who you are.
I frankly don't even remember Steven.
Steven was the main guy. He was the guy who
guy. Yeah, geez, I keep on forgetting about him. I don't know why. It's like his girlfriend and baby daddy, but I don't know. I don't understand the story at all because there's not one.
Well, there is one. There is one. Jessica Kimball is a descendant of Jason, and only she can kill him. As Creighton Duke, the bounty hunter, knows for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why he knows it.
For some reason, because he's also an occultist.
And he's trying to get Jessica to be strong enough to kill Jason. And I mean, by when I say be strong enough, he basically kidnaps her baby so that she will come to him, and then he'll be like, all right, bitch, here's what you gotta do. Here's this knife. You take this knife to this heart, and you kill him when you see him. And she's just like, okay. And then before he can even do that, he's in prison for most of the film, Creighton Duke is. So he gets Stephen Freeman, the main guy, to be free, because he's a free man. Yeah. And he releases him from prison, even though he can't get himself out of prison. Creighton Duke gets Stephen Freeman out of prison. And then he's like, you gotta get Jessica to kill pretty much every single person she sees until one of them is the one that's possessed by Jason, so that then she kills Jason. And he's just like, okay, I'll do that. Yeah. And he also breaks Stephen Freeman's fingers to provoke him into becoming his acolyte in this mission. Yeah. It's dumb. It's dumb shit. That is the plot. That is the story. Is Stephen is then trying to save Jessica. In the process, hundreds of people are just getting murdered by possessed Jason.
And then, so forgive me if I'm wrong, and this is definitely a big spoiler of the movie, but you don't need to watch this one. Does he then inhabit the baby? Does that happen?
That was his end game. That's what Jason wanted to do, because then he would... So, he doesn't have his own body right now, right?
Right.
He is just a regular old thing. He's a tongue monster. He's got to keep spitting himself into people's bodies. But if he gets into the body of a Voorhees, then his original bull man body with the brain bulging out of the mask and everything, that comes back. And his goal is to get into the baby of Jessica. I don't know why. He could have just got into the Jessica, but he can't. He's failing hard at that. But there is a funny scene of one of the people who's possessed by Jason, I don't remember which one, about to kiss the baby.
Oh, God.
You could... Because there's the baby in the crib, and he's like coming at it with his alien tongue sticking out. They're like, wow,
so
I want you, baby. It was gross and weird as shit. I don't know whose sick, demented idea that shot was. But lo and behold, again, spoilers, I don't care. But he fails at possessing the baby. They do succeed at pushing him under the house. The problem is there's a corpse down there of one of a offspring of Jason. Now, I can't remember who in relation it is to Jessica Kimball, but there is a corpse down there.
It might be her mom. I don't know.
Maybe it was. But there's a hilarious moment where Creighton Duke, Stephen Freeman, and Jessica Kimball are outside, and they're like, wait a second. That Voorhees body, does it have to be living? And then Jason, in proper full form, just comes bursting out of the floor like, Arr! That's the funny thing. Jason does make sound in this one, too. Yeah. He goes like, Arr! All the time. It's really funny. Really funny.
Did we say it was Kane Hodor?
Yeah.
That's not his name.
But I did not get his name right, I guess.
That's not his name. It's Kane Hodor. I just wanted to say it was Hodor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're all right. He'll sue you later. But no, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's any... That's the synopsis for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's dumb. It's incredibly bad. It's terrible. Like, I will give it one credit. There's at least, like, a reason for Jason's kills. You know, he's not... I don't know, like... I don't know. There doesn't need to be a reason for Jason to kill.
I think it's better when he doesn't have a reason.
I agree, but that was one thing, is like, this film actually had a plot. It's not a good plot. It's not a well-executed plot at all.
Yeah.
But there is a plot. There is a goal for Jason to have. And I don't know. It's 1.5 stars. I can't give it much credit at all. But it did make me laugh a lot. Especially one scene... which I immediately, like, rewound and watched again, then rewound, filmed it, and sent it to Blake.
Yeah.
Because the main character, Stephen Freeman, he's on the ground. Him and Deputy Josh, played by Andrew Block, they had just gotten into a fight. They were best friends before the movie started, but you know now they're against each other, and they just got into a fight. They're laying down beside the sheriff's car. They're panting like crazy, and the sheriff's like, I'm going to put you in handcuffs. And Steven's like, yeah? How you going to do that? Deputy Josh responds, I've got a gun, you idiot. And then Steven's like, yeah, I got a gun too. And then they look at each other like, oh, we both have guns. And then they both pull their guns and point it at each other and they're at a standstill. It's the dumbest. I love it. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, 1.5 stars. Don't go see it. It's not good.
It's not good. You could just skip this one entirely. Half a face. I couldn't even pay attention to it, guys. I really couldn't. I had to do something else because I was going insane watching it, frankly. I was like...
You just didn't get the comedy, man.
I laughed at that scene, that one scene that you sent me, but I keep on forgetting it for some reason because... I don't know. It just...
And the intro scene. You had to laugh at the intro scing.
I don't remember it.
Where they shoot him 1,000 times?
Oh,
and
yeah, I guess.
Him?
Yes. The sting operation was hilarious. I wish that started the movie was that 9 Circles of Hell that we were talking about. I really do.
Well, we'll do it. Yeah.
Okay,
we'll contact New Line.
One thing that I did enjoy about the movie is that it actually set up Freddy versus Jason.
I thought it was setting up something else too, because he gets dragged to hell. Jason goes to hell. He gets called there by demons, and they pull him down, and he sinks into the dirt, and all that's left is his mask on top of the on top of the dirt. You know, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of funny, and like a dog walks up to it. And I shit you not, I thought the dog was going to piss on his mask. Because it just it walked up and it sniffed it, and I was like, do it.
Or put it on and it was gonna be like the mask.
Dog Jason.
Yes. Yeah. That'd be good.
That's after, okay, we'll do Jason Goes to Hell 2, the 9 circles, and then we'll do Dog Jason. Jason came back, but not the way he expected.
Oh, God.
Prepare to get woofed.
And the more he kills,
that's good shit.
The more he kills, like, the more, like, bipedal he becomes until he's like a Jason werewolf.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on to good shit. All right, how about this? We'll take a soda pop break. We'll write this fanfic film.
Yeah,
we'll be back with the last 2.
All right, we'll be right back.
I love you.
Well,
hello. We're back.
With
Zombie Ween.
We're back-a-ween.
I said with Zombie Ween.
I heard what you said.
Oh.
So, let's talk about Sexy Loomis.
Yeah, man. Malcolm fucking McDowell, baby.
Yeah, he...
Did you recognize the sheriff by chance?
Yes, I did. Brand Dourif? I'm not sure if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, Brad Dourif.
Yeah, I did recognize him, but he definitely almost blended in. Like, he's such a unique character that it's hard not to pick him out for me.
Right.
But he almost blended in this time with his mustache and his furry
the mustache added a lot. Yeah. It took me a while, actually, because I was just like, man, I know who that face is. I know the name Brad Dourif. I'm like, God, I can't think of it at all. And then he made like one face, and I was like, Grima Wormtongue, I got you. You slick bastard.
I almost forgot he played that. He's just got so many weird roles. That's what I remember him for. Not even like specific ones. Just like his face with the weird costumes that he's had. That's all I have in my head. Like there's this weird scientist one. Do you remember that one?
Honestly, I only remember Chucky and
Chucky too. I forgot about Chucky too. For some reason, I just think of him as this weird scientist guy mostly. Oh yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest too.
Was it Dune? That. The original Dune?
I don't think so, but I did actually remember he was in that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that at all. Know. The Exorcist 3?
No.
The good one, that is?
I don't know. Oh, somebody put in the comments, what movie he's a mad scientist in, and I appreciate it. It might be the Attack from Mars.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. That it's got that kind of aesthetic.
Attack from Mars, not Mars Attacks. Not the Tim Burton Mars Attacks.
Maybe it's Mars. Attack from Mars. Maybe it is Mars Attacks. It's got Bill Murray in it.
I was gonna say, I don't know if he's in Mars Attacks. I didn't know.
Let's delete all this. Let's start again. Okay, we're back.
No, we're not deleting any of it. No. I was just saying that I was like, I didn't know if it was a movie, if there was a movie called Attack from Mars. I was just like, was it Mars Attacks?
It probably was Mars Attack.
There is also probably a movie called Attack from Mars. I just don't know what it is. He was in Alien Resurrection, the 4th one.
Oh man,
where that was written by Joss Whedon, where Sigourney Weaver gave birth to a baby alien.
Yeah, I remember that part of it. Yeah.
Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yeah, secret review of all that shit. So
I didn't even think Malcolm McDowell was in Clockwork Orange, and Red Dwarf was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. There's a lot of similarities between those two. That was a random factoid that I thought was going somewhere in my mind, but it wasn't at all.
So, we have... Yeah, you said it earlier. I don't know if it was on mic, but you said that it opens up with domestic violence. We got... we got Michael Myers that is 10 years old, played by Dag
Fairch.
I think it's Dag Fairch, yes. That's what I was going to say. And, for a kid actor, I think he did just fine. I'm just not so sure that we needed to have any kind of sympathy for Michael Myers.
No sympathy, plus we didn't need to see him being able to talk and act like a real human being.
It was really weird. That's why I said, hey boo earlier, because that's what he calls his baby sister.
Oh God, yeah. I was really hoping that when he was Michael and he found Laurie Strode and he took his mask off, I was really hoping he'd be like, hey boo.
I know. I thought that was going to happen, actually. I really thought, maybe not the mask, because by the time that the actual part of the movie that takes half the movie to get to.
Right.
By the time he gets there, he is very afraid to take the mask off. I do like, one part I like about it is how they do actually go into his psychology. I did not need to sympathize with him at the same time.
And Malcolm McDowell as Samuel Loomis is really damn good.
Yeah,
it really works.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they got Malcolm McDowell to do this film, but he is the film's saving grace.
I have to say, dude, I did not recognize him when he was doing the younger version of him.
Yeah, when he had the long hair and everything.
Yeah, he had the hair as swooped over and everything, and I was like, who is this guy? I know I recognize him. Was he in I don't know what he's fucking from. And then flash forward 15 years, silver fucking hair, dyed silver fucking hair.
Yeah. It's really funny how I know his face. I know his face so well, and I can't really name things that he's in, except for the one role that he no longer at all looks like, and that's Clockwork Orange, where he was super young. And I'm just that's the only role that I super well know him for. But I know his face because he's been in everything. Right,
for real.
His
Heroes, right? He was one of the quote unquote villains in Heroes, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I do remember, because he was Silas's dad or something, right?
Something like that.
I don't remember.
We're really trampling on somebody's fan fave right now.
Hey, he was in Star Trek Generations.
He was
Star Trek shout out.
Yeah, I saw that. There was a couple of Star Trek things that I saw real quick. But where? I don't even remember what I'm looking for anymore. Heroes! There it is. Yes. Plays Daniel Linderman. And he likes to cook for himself.
That's right.
So, in this movie, however, he is playing a psychologist. And after 15 years of the inciting incident of not Jason Voorhees, I'm on the wrong. Michael Myers killing his older sister. I don't fucking remember.
His stepdad.
Yeah,
his older sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, it's honestly, that part was pretty cool, and it was a good scene. It's one of those things that I feel like this movie suffers from the fact that it is saying that it is a different franchise. If they would have just made this Michael Myers inspired movie and it was a different character, I think I would like it more. Maybe.
I mean, my only issue is that long, it's 30 minutes until he becomes, yeah. And in that whole 30 minutes, that first act there, it's all about building the empathy for what creates a monster like this.
Yeah.
And there I get it. There is an empathy there's a lot of emotion and everything that goes into like creating something this evil, and that was one thing that you get hints at it in John Carpenter's Halloween, where he talks like, he's like, you haven't spoken for 15 years, you used to talk to me. And so like, that there was a human, but the fact that you never ever see it in John Carpenter's is what makes it so good, because it keeps Michael on that creepy shape level where he's just the boogeyman. But when you get to see it, when Rob Zombie decided, because he asked John Carpenter what he should do with this, John Carpenter told him, make it your own. Yeah. Make it your own film. And he thought, in Rob Zombie's mind, he was just like, all right, how I do that is I'm going to focus on what creates this monster, like the actual psychosis level. And I can respect him for that. I do like what he's trying to do. He did
something different with it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I just... The emotional aspect is what gets me, because it's just like, I don't want to sympathize for Michael. He's a murderous ass.
Yeah. It's like and I think the problem is that we've had 8 movies where he's been a murderous psychopath, and we don't want to see that, and we don't want to be like it's the origin story is fun, but I don't know, they already did that.
They were trying hard to like show you that they're like, we're not trying to get you to empathize with Michael, because they show him like killing animals. Yeah. They show him he beats up a school bully, and it's just like they're trying to be like, he was evil, before he did the inciting incident. He's not, he's not just snapping because of the domestic violence that we're getting you to sympathize for.
Right. He had some warning signs, and they only just now found out about the warning signs before he started killing people.
And like, I understand that he's trying to make you be like, okay, I don't have to empathize for this character because he was evil before then. But it's not really the case, because the domestic violence is always fucking there. The whole movie starts off with it, so we see it all the time. And like, again, if you want to go down to patreon.com/screenandface, let's check out Bangers and Hash. I'm going to talk about how Halloween Ends did a much better job at doing that, at making you sympathize for a character, but in a good way, because there was like a diverging path where it's like, this character doesn't have to do what's about to happen next, and it's all about whether or not they make that decision. Whereas with Michael, you don't have that, because you always know it's like, he's gonna kill. It's Michael.
Well, so he eventually gets loose, because that's how the story goes, and this is after. It seems to be in response to Loomis quitting. Loomis is like, hey, I don't know what else to do for you. You're not getting better. Yeah. So I'm going to leave because I need to move on to write a book all about you and make lots of money. And
call you mean names and say how your eyes are complete blank evil. Yeah.
And then Michael kills Danny Trejo. Mikey, I was good to you. Mikey. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, we're not making fun
so
of
sad.
You. I really actually liked his character, Mr.
No,
Cruz.
I really did too. I was really hoping that you would actually see like a bit of humanity in Michael there. I was really kind of hoping that Michael would just look at him and be like, and then like break a finger or something, and then just walk away. I was hoping Michael's gonna be Michael.
I was hoping maybe Danny would get to be in more of the movie, because I enjoy you.
Yeah, I really did too. I always do.
But a fun character nonetheless. Like, a lot of times he's the rough and tumble guy, and it's nice to see him as the nice guy.
Yeah, really, it really was. And he was kind of also, like, sensitive, at near the end. He had glasses on, and he was, like, an older man, close to retirement. He was doing his old Donald Glover, or Danny Glover.
He's also, like, training this guy up, who's a complete and total asshole, and should never be anyone who has bad mental health. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, for real. That guy was just... I feel like he was on probation and was, like, told to volunteer there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Messed up. Hey, I'm moving on. Can we do closing statements on this? I really don't know. Oh, yeah, no. We didn't even talk about Laurie, actually.
No.
So Laurie Strode,
played by Scott Taylor Compton.
Thank you. And she is a lot. I don't know. It's
different.
Not the same Laurie. I don't like this Laurie necessarily. No. Not that I thought that Scout Taylor Compton did badly. I just, it's not the same character. And when you're working
Jamie
with
was like
iconic character, you should do the character.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you should try to make it your own. Like, you shouldn't just do the exact same. But I didn't. But
they should be similar. Like, you don't recast Superman and not make them Superman or Clark Kent.
No, but Superman's also got 50 plus years on Laurie Strode.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, with Laurie and John Carpenter's version, Jamie Lee, she was timid. You know, she made a really good, person to root for because she didn't really deserve any of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Whereas this one was kind of like,
she didn't necessarily deserve it, but yeah, she was a smartass. She was a pretty average teenager, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where it really is.
Yeah.
But just knowing that she was his sister, I think also makes it a little more like you don't really root because you know why Jason's going, or Jason, you know why Michael's doing it.
Yeah.
We're just getting lost in these characters now. They're all the fucking same. They just kill.
Yeah. And like one thing I didn't quite catch is how Michael figured out where the fuck she was.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
There was something. I can't remember what it was. I know they showed one thing. I just can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but he figured it out somehow.
I don't know. Let's close
there's like a folder.
Because I mean, they do kills, but from that point on, it's the first movie.
They even have like beat for beat, like the one guy who, give me a beer, after they had said, give me a beer.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And then Michael comes back in the ghost costume. And she's like, you look silly.
Yeah.
And he even got stabbed into the wall just like the one guy did.
Right.
Like, it's shot for shot, man.
Yeah. After that point. So the thing that Rob Zombie actually added was the thing that I have really the biggest complaint because of sympathizing with this mass murderer who, up to this point, we were taught is like, he's an unredeemable evil. Like, why do I want to sympathize with him? But I think if this was truly a Break Alone movie, a totally different title, a totally different character, then I'd be like, yeah, that's a good horror movie, watching this kid go crazy and killing people.
Yeah.
But the second half is too close to the original. They'd have to make the second half different.
Right.
I give this movie, though, a face because I think it's watchable for sure.
It definitely is. Like, it's not bad at all. Like, I do give it 3 stars. I think it's fine. It's, it's a remake. It does what it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm with you. I've mentioned already what my thoughts are on the emotional, sympathizing with Michael. So like, that's where it is. It's weird.
It's weird.
Just weird. And also seeing Michael as a kid. Just fucking weird, man. Just fucking weird.
I will say, though, this is the first version of Halloween I ever watched. Because I was finally old enough to be allowed to go watch horror movies and stuff. Yeah. So this was my first introduction. And maybe that's why I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween. But I recognize that the original is a masterpiece comparatively to this movie.
Absolutely perfect in every possible way.
Yeah, but maybe because I got introduced to this first, because this just...
It tainted you.
Yeah, it does taint that movie a little bit. I think it could survive as its own thing, which I know I said that several times. But moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what taints A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010?
What?
All the familiar faces that, as I was watching it, I kept texting you about because I was like, oh, this person was in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
This person, too! This person, awesome!
Whoa.
Oh, my God. It starts off, and I saw oh man, I'm already forgetting her name. Laurel Lance. What's the actor's name?
Oh, is it Katie Cassidy? I think it is.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Katie Cassidy. Yeah, she plays Laurel Lance in the CW shows, the Green Arrow and Flash.
Right.
And it was so funny when I saw her because I was like, whoa, is that really her? Like, man, she's young. Like, when did this movie happen? I was like, 2010. That's around when Arrow was, like, starting-ish, sometime around then. And I didn't believe it at first, and I saw the name Katie Cassidy, and I was like, that sounds familiar. And I was like, fuck it, I gotta look it up. But then also, I already knew this one just because we'd already talked about it, but Jackie Earle Haley.
Right. Rorschach.
He plays Freddy. Yeah. Plays Rorschach in Watchmen. And then there's another one that just popped up, and I was just like, wait, I know this guy too. And then I looked into it, and he's in Smallville, and he plays Bart Allen, Kid Flash, or whatever they call him. I can't remember what they call him. It's Impulse, something like that.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's a weird name. But Kyle Gardner, he plays Quentin Smith in this. And yeah, he just popped up, and I was just like, all these superhero faces, like, what y'all doing in this movie?
Oh, also, playing, well, we didn't introduce Nancy yet, but Nancy is in this movie. I don't know if those other kids are the same names from the earlier movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Nancy Holbrook is played by Rooney Mara.
Which really surprised me.
Yeah. I don't know that I necessarily recognized her as that while we were watching it.
I think she became to fame for, like, the girl with the dragon tattoo. Because I think that was where I first watched her.
Right.
But she's in this one film with Cate Blanchett called Carol. I gotta look it up because I can't remember if it's called Carol or not.
Well, while you do that, I just wanted to mention that we have talked about Connie Britton before, who plays her mother.
That's right, yeah.
Dr. Gwen Holbrook. It's a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, what we talked about Connie Britton was American Horror Story Murder House, right?
That's right.
Yeah, because it took me a long time to remember where I'd seen her, because I was trying to think. I was like, was she in a superhero movie too? And after a while, I was like, oh no, she is the American Horror Story person.
Which, that's coming out later this week too, right? To give you guys a preview,
yes.
We're going to talk about American Horror Story Asylum.
Indeed. But yes, Rooney Mara, she was in a movie called Carol with Cate Blanchett. Very beautiful. Well, I say that. I haven't watched it since the first time I watched it, so I should probably rewatch it. But I remembered it being beautiful. A movie about two women falling in love, but in a situation where they can't be in love. So, great movie. That's where I remembered Rooney Mara a lot. So I was blown away when I saw her in this and was just like, whoa. I did not know she was in films before Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Well, I guess she had to get there somehow.
Because this is my first introduction to Nightmare on Elm Street. I hadn't watched the original before I watched this one.
Same here, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's actually true for me as well. I did think that, to say up front, that Jackie Earle Haley's interpretation of the Monster Freddy is pretty interesting.
It's good.
It is his own version of it. But after 7 films, I guess 8, I really appreciate Robert Englund's.
He had a lot of life and vitality to the role. Whereas, Jackie is just brutal violence. Like, he's intimidating.
Right.
But it is a different role. Like, I'm not gonna... I do like it.
The
I think
makeup,
it's fine. His voice
is pretty fucking good in this movie.
I hated the makeup on...
I think it looks like a real burn victim. That it's...
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly CGI. I don't even think it was practical. It might be
partially CGI. That's... I've seen pictures of him with just the makeup.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it because it just looked CGI to me, and I was just like, hey, like, I don't know. Maybe it was practical. I didn't look into it, but his voice works really well as Freddy. I really liked it. But yeah, that was the only thing for me was the scars looked a little rubbery and just fake because they weren't practical. I think if they're... I don't know. I keep saying that, but I don't know if that's the case. It just felt that way to me.
Yeah. Well, I think that I think it was. I liked it. I appreciated it because Freddy Krueger basically his makeup is a pretty even pattern in the movie, and that's not very realistic. But in this, it looks like it was licked by flame and stuff. I because I've met people who have suffered from large burns, and I know what it looks like, and I was like, wow, I appreciate that they went for that detail.
And that's fair. That's totally fair. I will say the movie starts off following Chris Fowles. She's at a restaurant with her boyfriend, some fucker.
Dean Russell, I think.
Thank you. Played by Kellen Lutz. It's just like some fucker. That sounds right. But that guy's struggling to sleep, and he eventually does sleep and enters the dream world. There's there's Freddy. He gets stabbed and dies. And he kills himself right in front of Chris's eyes. And she's like, oh my God.
He pulls a razor out of nowhere or something.
Yeah, that's right. And then she starts having the nightmares. And we follow her for a while. Yeah. And she's trying to stay awake. She's doing the thing you do in the original movie. And then, she's dead. Now we're following Jesse, I think. Jesse Braun, played by Thomas Dekker.
Oh, that's right. And who was Chris's boyfriend off and on.
And off while she was dating the guy who killed himself first, Dean. And then on once Dean died and he snuck into her bedroom. And then, he watches her die. And then he starts having the nightmares. And he's struggling not to sleep. And then we finally start following our actual heroes, Nancy, who we already mentioned, Rooney Mara, and Quentin Smith, who I already mentioned as Kid Bart, but I don't think I said his name, Kyle Gallner. Kid Bart. Kid Bart Allen. He wasn't a kid in that show, but it takes a long time to start focusing on the characters that we're supposed to root for. Yeah, they're there. Yeah. They're in and out and focused on, but it really focuses on the other characters so much before then. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't know if I'm supposed to root for them because I don't know if they're going to survive more than 10 minutes now. Right. Like,
jeez, yeah. As soon as I heard the name Nancy, I was like, oh, okay, she's the focus. And I'm like, yeah. So it was kind of nice that, I don't know, I kind of liked the kind of a little bit of misleading for the audience. I liked that a little bit because it's like, maybe it's not going to be Nancy that we follow. Why are they going to call her Nancy if we don't follow her and then we follow Nancy?
And then you're just realizing that all you're doing is thinking and you haven't been watching the film at all. And now there's 5 more dead kids. And you're like, I don't know who we're following.
And kind of most of the kills are boring. I think Chris's kill is pretty fun with the ceiling. Yeah,
where he drags her across the ceiling. Yeah,
that was fun.
And
they really,
kind of funny.
They really focus once they start figuring out the mystery. They focus a lot more on how creepy Fred Krueger was as the gardener of this preschool. And they keep on going to the preschool instead of the house, which or was that how it was in the original? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I think they went to the house, but I'm not sure.
The house becomes super important in the third one at the very least. And anyhow, in the bottom of this preschool, he had a secret room, and he would take them there and do gross things with them that adults shouldn't do with children, and then also hurt them with tools and things because with gloves that had knives on them, right? Because he's Freddy. And so I feel like you know the story by now if you've been with us. So the parents of this town, they chase him down and they end up killing him. And
that's right.
Yeah. And so he's back for revenge.
Yeah, that's really what it is. He's back for revenge, and the kids think he's back for revenge because they think for a good solid 30 minutes that maybe he didn't do it. Yeah. And so this movie spends 30 minutes making you kind of sympathize with Freddy also. Right. Because in the flashbacks we've seen, he was just an innocent man with, hanging out with the kids, and they seem to like him. Yeah. And then the kids got scared by something he may have done, and so they told the parents, and the parents overreacted. That's what the kids are made to think, or the heroes teenagers that we're following are made to think for a while. And I hate that so much, because I'm just like, what's the message you're trying to send now? That maybe it's okay to molest kids?
I disagree. Obviously, nobody wants that to be the message of the movie. No. But, besides maybe a pedophilic filmmaker. But anyhow,
Roman Polanski.
If Freddy's not making the movie, he's in the movie. And I think what they're trying to say, Samuel Bayer and Eric Heiserer. I'm sorry, I didn't say your name right. That's wrong.
Heiserer. And Wesley Strick. You can't leave Wesley Strick out.
Well, I'm sorry, Wesley Strick. And yes, you said, are they trying to say pedophilia is okay? No, I don't think so.
And that was a joke, but like,
I think if anything, they're trying to expose how cunning and charismatic these people who take advantage of children can be, because he kind of leads them down that hole. Like, hey, I didn't do anything to you kids. You're my favorite, Nancy. And yeah, gross. Anyways,
yeah, how they could even have thought that, because that scene happens before they go on the investigation.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even think he was not a molester? He literally in the dream licked your fucking face.
Yeah, you're super right. I was trying to defend it, but anyhow, once they find out that he did do it like near the end of the movie, and that he's just on a revenge kick against the parents for killing him.
And against the kids for talking.
For telling, that's right.
Yeah, for telling on them.
He said it, he made them swear a secret. That's right. And maybe that's what gave him the power to return. Anyhow.
Maybe.
Power of broken promises. So, yeah, once they find that out, I think they're very much like, no, this isn't okay. Of course this isn't okay. And he wasn't an innocent man. He's just been fucking with us.
What I'm getting at, though, is that there's a scene where they go to their parents and they're like, how dare you have killed him? We were kids. You don't know if we were telling the truth.
I think
you don't know that he was a molester.
That's what I was trying to get at. I think at the end, you are supposed to be like, we have to listen to kids if they say that this is going on.
Right.
I think that's what you're supposed to.
But if they had been making that argument too during that scene, that'd be fine. Yeah. But to lead the audience as well as the kids on a whole 30-minute trail of being like, don't always believe what the victims say.
Right.
I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me with this right now? Like, I was like, what is happening? I did not remember this at all. So weird to even possibly believe that Freddy was not a child molester.
Right.
Like, he licked your face.
So besides all that, it's the same movie.
It really is.
I don't know. It doesn't do anything better, but it does have Mr. Krabs in it.
Oh my God, did it?
Yeah. Alan's the character's name is Alan Smith. Clancy Brown, though, is the...
Oh, that guy! I keep forgetting that he's... Oh my God, that's right. I only I just see his face and I'm like, I know him.
He's also Quentin's dad. He's also Quentin's dad.
Oh, he's a good actor. He was in Shawshank. That's where I remember his face.
Right. When he was really young looking.
Yeah, when he's the Gerd.
Yeah.
So I guess, to wrap up on this film, I think it's just boring.
Yeah.
Like... I look back at the reviews of it and they're like crazy harsh. Like, this movie has like 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like,
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, people. No, it's not that bad. Like, people like a lot of the critics back then just toured a new one because they're like, same shit, different day. Like, am I supposed to care? And it's like, it's kind of funny that in a movie about how terrifying it should be to go to sleep, all you want to do is go to sleep. I see that review a lot.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's true. The movie is boring as fuck, and I do want to sleep during it, and it's about, not being, not wanting to go to sleep. But it just sucks because it's literally just the ninth one. We've seen this shit.
Yeah.
Same shit, different day. There's no imagination in it. Like,
they didn't change anything, really. They just focused more on the part where they're kids. Just a little bit more.
Exactly. And in all the other ones, like, I mean... even the seventh one, the ones that like I wasn't too into, they still had a taste of imagination.
Right.
They had something. This one just didn't have anything, and like it was same shit, different day, and I give it 2.5 stars because it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not the awful garbage that all the reviews give it that I see, but like I don't know why remake it. It was a masterpiece. Why'd you do it?
Yeah, why'd you do that? God damn. Halloween, I kind of understand a little bit the temptation to redo it because of the low, not value, the low priced effects, I would say.
Right. Yeah. It went from like 330,000 to like we have $1 million, $2 million
exactly.
budget.
Like I see the and Halloween, like obviously not Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie obviously had a budget.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's also like there is a new angle too with Halloween. Like there is a new direction as Zombie Wing proved that you can look at it new. It's not great, but you can.
Yeah. Anyways, I give A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 a face. It's just a movie. Who wins? Who wins this threesome?
I talked myself into Halloween, Zombie Wing there. Yeah, because I didn't know if it was going to be between Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street. Mm-hmm. And once I started talking Nightmare, I realized I was bored by it. I didn't care.
Boring.
And I was like, there was something to Rob Zombie's Halloween to give it the victory.
Right.
I will also say I forgot to mention that Samuel Bayer, the director of Nightmare on Elm Street, I think that was his only film. I don't think he's made anything else because I couldn't find a filmography on Wikipedia. So like I don't think he's made anything else after that.
No, there's a couple of things. It looks like he directed music videos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I see a lot of music videos and commercials, but I don't see any other films.
Well,
so I think that was the only movie he ever made, and I'm just like, that is a weird choice.
Well,
to come out swinging with a Nightmare on Elm Street remake and then say peace, I'm out.
Well,
one movie's strange. Got a 19%.
So. You say it's Halloween, I say it's Halloween as well, because, like you said, they tried something different. Nightmare's just a movie, and Jason Goes to Hell should never have existed.
Perfection. But Jason Goes to Hell 2, The Ninth Circle, should.
A perfect movie.
Call us, New Line.
Next time we come back to this playlist, there will be no more Freddy Krueger.
No.
We'll see if they can maintain their lead. They will. I think. How many does Halloween have? 2.5? Or just 2?
How many? Sorry. Oh, victories? Yeah, I think it's 2.5. Or maybe 2. Maybe it's just 2.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure neither Friday or Halloween can, even by themselves, can take over because there's only 2 more entries left, and I think Nightmare had 5. Like, I'm sorry. But I think Nightmare has won the overall, as it should.
As it should.
It was just
it's beautiful.
More imagination.
Yeah.
Only 2 good films, but more imagination spread throughout.
Now what we're doing, we're finding out who gets second place. Which I think we already know. For me, it's
still Halloween.
I think we already know that too, yes. But we are still finishing this out because there's more movies, okay?
Yeah, we got 2 more. We got Rob Zombie's sequel, Halloween 2. How it had a sequel when Michael's brain was literally blown to bits. We'll find out. Then we got my fave, Jason X. I'll see if that holds up, because I haven't watched it in a couple of years, so it's going to be very hilarious, and I hope I really have a great rip-roaring good time. We'll find out, everybody.
Well, and and that's it, right? It's just the one more episode, right?
2 more episodes. After that, we've talked Halloween Kills before. I don't remember when, but we talked it last year, I think.
That's right, we did. Then, it was a stare ago.
But we have to talk the first one. We're going to talk it in reverse order because we got to talk the first one there. And then there's another Friday the 13th movie.
Friday the 13th movie?
I don't remember what it is, but there was.
Holy fuck.
Hold on, might as well just look it up while, hold on a second. Try to figure out what. Oops. I went to Jason X immediately.
It is... Oh, it's a remake. Friday the 13th.
They did a remake. Bold. The last film they ever made was a remake.
Well, so was A Nightmare on Elm Street. It only came out a year before The Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's like if you want it to die, all you have to do is remake it. So I guess we might have one more Halloween film where they do another remake because somehow it survived Rob Zombies.
Yeah, and it survived this new remake as well.
Well, these aren't remakes; they're just continuations of the same.
No, I
franchise.
don't. Okay, we'll see when we get there. We'll see in 2 weeks for our first week in November. We're leaking our scary marathon into November here. We're gonna finish this out, and we're gonna see which is the best and the worst movie. And here we are.
All time.
We're cutting off now. I've ran out of things to say.
You're right. I'm the Green Traveler from Gorge.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.